and welcome to my TNA Impact Wrestling review. And before we get this review, as because of today, February 13th, TNA and everything, and it's maybe a little bit late on this review, but this is still the February 13th edition of my TNA review, and I'd like to say that today is my birthday. Thank you for whoever was watching any video out there, and today is my birthday as we kick off this TNA Impact Wrestling review all the way from Glasgow, Scotland, I believe tonight. Kicking it off with Kurt Angle as he came out, thanking his team that he's been part of. He's drawn to success, and he wants the TNA World Heavyweight Championship next. And he thanked his team for last week for taking care of the Beatdown Clan and the Lethal Lockdown match, but it was time to move on. And he called out Lashley to thank him then. Lashley headed to the ring and pretty much thanked Kurt Angle, even though he never wanted to join him, but he wanted to get his hands on that piece of trash MVP, he said. MVP, and pretty much Kurt Angle said he wants to be world champion again. Maybe one day, I guess sooner or later, it'll be Kurt Angle versus Bobby Lashley for the World Heavyweight Championship. Also, tonight, MVP came out then and talked about the whole Team Angle thing, and that was just a fluke victory, and that Bobby Lashley was never even in it to begin with. So he said that you could just scrap that match out of there, and that the BDC can do whatever they want and beat anybody they can. And pretty much Lashley challenged them then to a tag team match. Anybody from the Beatdown Clan versus Kurt Angle and Bobby Lashley tonight. So something's going to happen there tonight. The tag team, I don't know how it's going to make up for the lockdown match, but also tonight they talked to EC3 in the back. So I last about JB cutting the Clippers, and tonight's going to be a handicap match. It's going to be Tyrus and EC3 versus Managers, Rockstar Spud, and Jeremy Borash tonight. Aries and Bobby Roode in the back. Aries and Bobby Roode were getting ready to come out for a match, which is a #1 contender spot for the World Heavyweight Championship, I believe, as Aries went against Roode. Great match, very great match for both those guys. Pretty much Roode getting the crossface on Austin Aries to win the match. As pretty much after that, Roode got the mic and said, "Now that was pro wrestling," he says. That was pro wrestling. And Austin Aries is one of the best wrestlers around. He faced, pretty much he beat, and going for the title on that, but he said he was coming for Lashley, and he's not done with the Beatdown Clan yet. He's not done with the BDC yet. After that, he talked, pretty much out of nowhere, Eric Young came in and pile-drivered him to the ground, pretty much pile-drived him out of nowhere then, so that happened then. So I guess this feud is still somewhat going with these two, and pretty much come back from commercial break. As they were helping Bobby Roode out, Eric Young attacked him again. Al Snow is in the ring next with a beard. It looks a little older now. He didn't look that old a few months ago when you saw him on TV and everything. Back in the summer, I think about July or August. He didn't look that old when he was in that tag match with everything with Bully Ray and them. But Al Snow's out there talking about British. I guess it's had to do with British boot camp with a wrestler named Grado, I believe. I don't know who he is. And he talked about the crowd and that some people, he's wrestled some of the greatest wrestlers around the world, but Grado doesn't respect wrestling, he says. He doesn't respect them. And he called out Grado and gave him one more chance, I guess, to quit or something. As Grado came to the ring, Al Snow pretty much says he doesn't respect them or anything because Grado doesn't show respect to professional wrestling and stuff. And he's nothing. As Grado took the mic, he says, "Do you realize where you are? You're in Glasgow, Scotland. You're in my town." And pretty much Al Snow said, "I don't give a rat's ass what he thinks or where he's at. That his family, yeah, you're out here for your family." But he says your mom pretty much is ashamed of you and stuff. And pretty much she should be ashamed of Grado. His mom tried to hit him, but Grado attacked Al Snow then as Al Snow backed out. And pretty much Al Snow challenged Grado next week to a match. Listen, I don't know what is part of British boot camp in TNA. I haven't really ever watched the British boot camp thing. That's over there. I just know who they bring over here, like Rockstar Spud and stuff, to TNA. So I don't know who or in the hell Grado is, but I guess I will find out more next week. And I'm surprised Al Snow is even going to be in a match next week. He looks a little older with the beard, kind of more grayish than he did a few months ago. So that happened. Crazy Steve went against Bram. Bram won and pretty much started calling out Magnus, wanting to fight him. Gunner was in the back, talking to Kurt Angle, so thanks for believing in him, waking Gunner up, and now he says, he's got to get back out there, and he wants to face Lashley for the world title, because, Gunner was almost champion last year when he cashed in his Feast or Fire case. EC3 and Tires went against JB, Rockstar Spud and Managers. I was surprised JB even jumped off the top rope, but as the match pretty much went on, it kind of came to EC3 and Tyrus winning, and then they were about to shove Rockstar Spud's head, but the lights went off, and then appeared Mr. Anderson, which I haven't seen Anderson in months now, out of nowhere. I'm surprised his return. He pretty much stood next to Tyrus, and EC3 just started beating him out of the ring, chopping him everywhere and throwing him out. So Mr. Anderson's back in TNA. Kind of an odd return. It could have been better. I thought it would be like a Mr. Anderson type of thing. But that's what it was, his return tonight. So kind of surprising to actually see him back. Gunner's talking the back again, but pretty much the Beatdown Clan beat him up then, pretty much jumped him in the back. Madison Rayne came out as they talked about her match last week, which was probably really a great performance last week. She was really killing it in the ring about a week or two ago. And that she's one of pretty much the best knockouts of her standout forms in that triple threat match a few weeks ago with Gail Kim and Terrence Harrell. As pretty much she came out saying she's one of the best knockouts around here. She'll be probably about to be the, one of wins the most titles then. But after that, pretty much this explosion style happened, and she kept talking about the music guy stopped messing it up in the back and stuff. But Awesome Kong came out and beat Madison Rayne. Pretty much a squash match. I wish it would have been better. I'm surprised they even killed Madison Rayne like this, even though she was on a roll a few weeks ago, killing it in the match. Very impressive, but she got squashed by Awesome Kong this week. So Kong won the match. Kurt Angle talking to Austin Aries, saying he had a seat and everything, and now he tapped out to Rude. And pretty much, Austin Aries said, Rude, he told Kurt Angle, hey, let's fight another day. And he knows Kurt Angle wants to be a champion, but you gotta know, he's got that briefcase right there. And when you get that title, Kurt Angle pretty much told Kurt Angle, you're gonna become pretty much a bullseye on your back. So that means he could be coming for him next anytime and cash in that briefcase, the Feast of Fire, to win the World Heavyweight Champion. So Austin Aries, even though he lost the match tonight, hey, he still has a shot for the World Heavyweight Championship with that briefcase. Matt Hardy came out, said he was about to be great in Scotland, but his brother Jeff couldn't be there because of what happened last week, the injury. I don't even think he's even legally able to come here anyway because of issues in the past with drugs, which everybody knows about, cases and stuff, so I guess he can't even leave the country, as he pretty much said, he talked about Jeff, he's made history being a daredevil, but he just, nobody's ever broken down Jeff Hardy like this, like they never have before, hurting him and stuff. And that James Storm was one of those people to do it. They showed him falling off the cage, like he was broken. As Hardy pretty much, I guess, called out Storm. Storm came out then and talked about in the first time Jeff Hardy. Matt is like pretty much James Storm has done something nobody could ever do, from Edge and Christian to Sting to I guess he said Anderson, from Sting to Team 3D to other guys, Legends, Kurt Angle, even the Undertaker, he said couldn't do, and that's what destroyed their people's hero and take him away. And that's why the reason why there are heroes, because villains here, and heroes never win, because there's always villains when there's a hero. And pretty much Storm talked about Matt Hardy. So he gave him that, you join the revolution, you can end up into pretty much a bed with a nice bed next to his brother. And he said, well, Jeff does have a nice bed, and he tried to go to the revolution fighting all of them, but he couldn't get all of those guys. The Wolves came out and pretty much made the save, helping Matt Hardy get rid of the Wolves. So that's a good promo right there with the Revolution, Storm, and Matt Hardy. Pretty much, he's now like one of the only guys to actually break Jeff Hardy, take him out so he won't come back. Even mentioning people from the WWE, like people that have faced Jeff Hardy and couldn't take him out, like The Undertaker and Edge and Christian and multiple other people, Sting and Team 3D and stuff. So that happened. Austin Aries in the back talking about the guy, whoever's asking, said we're gonna cash in things, and pretty much says between with a monkey's ass and a monkey's balls, and he says they'll do it when it's time, and pretty much then Kenny King came up and told him to say, hey man, look up, and pretty much Austin Aries to start fighting him, and low-key tried to jump in. He was able to handle, but MVP and Joe came up and started jumping Austin Aries and threw the briefcase out the door then. Main event, Kurt Angle and Bobby Lashley versus MVP and Samoa Joe, which is a really good match, especially kind of coming towards the end with the miscommunication. Kurt Angle had the ankle lock on Joe, but Joe rolled it, pretty much knocking Kurt into Bobby Lashley, and MVP got the roll-up on Lashley to win the match. So it was a great, good episode of Impact, and pretty much a great main event, I'll say that. So, you know, great show, TNA tonight. Once again, it's me, HWD, coming at the news and reviews. You know I am, know I do. With this show, here I go. Just today, TNA. And if you're out there, please comment and say, hey, and wish me a happy birthday. So, I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later. Peace. Bullet Club. I like wearing this shirt, so whatever. Keep checking TNA. More reviews coming. I'm out of here. Peace.